Hey guys, welcome to Tire Series 7 day I'm reviewing this, which is some Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure Hulk series War Machine from Avengers Endgame. So really cool, really blessed to pick this up today, and was not expecting to actually. I had seen online that my local GameStop had him, and I went in today to pick him up, but he wasn't there. They had sold him, and then I went to Walmart, and they did have him, so that was really cool. I was not expecting Walmart to get these, because usually Walmart and GameStop, they don't get them around the same time. Usually GameStop gets them just a little bit earlier, so really happy that I found this. We got the Legend series, clear view of War Machine in box, Avengers Endgame, or just Avengers, War Machine. We got the Avengers symbol, Build-A-Figure Hulk. On this side, we have this awesome artwork of the War Machine suit. And on this back here, we have a bio, a picture of War Machine, and the other characters available. So yeah, let's open this up. So here we have War Machine, and he looks absolutely amazing. The truth is, I've kind of been on the fence with Legends figures recently because I'm tired of having to buy a whole bunch of comic book figures to get just a couple movie figures when I'm mostly a movie collector kind of guy. So yeah, I've kind of been on the fence about them, and especially like with the price point and everything, it's just, you know, to me it's kind of crazy. Like with all of the countless comic book figures, I don't understand why they can't like be an all movie wave. I've just never understood that. They did it for Black Panther, and to me that wave sold pretty well. Like, none of my local stores still have it, but nonetheless, so yeah, War Machine is really cool, and like I said, I don't, or as I was saying before I cut myself off there, I don't think I have any other versions of War Machine from the MCU or even from the comics in my collection, so really happy to pick this guy up. You'll notice these accessories you get with him, which are pretty much add-on weapons, which is cool. You get his trademark shoulder cannon, which is very nice. It's on a ball joint and can rotate. It can't go the full 360 due to his head, but it can pivot and move up and down, and it's really cool. I'm glad they put that on a ball joint. You also get these other little mini cannons. They have some nice detailing on them, and you'll notice what kind of looks like a kind of handle here, and he gets this arm, which isn't really more of like a grip hand. It's more of like for holding something, like a trigger or something, and you can just actually put this in his arm, so almost making it like a shotgun kind of thing. If you want to do that, you can actually kind of give him a gun, and also it does have the tab on it, so if you want to, you can put it on his arm too. And another really cool thing about these guns, which I really like, it's not included with the figure, but if you want to, you can actually put these blast effect piece, like the repulsors from the other Iron Man toys, you can actually fit them onto these little mini guns to make it look like he's firing, and I absolutely love that. I wish they had included some red ones since War Machine red and everything, but nonetheless, I'm really glad that they made this feature to where he can shoot those because it just looks so cool. So yeah, very glad that they included that kind of feature into the design because it's not something they really needed to do, but it's something that's very, very cool, and it just kind of makes him pop a little bit more. Yeah. Overall, he's a great action figure. I love the details on him. Not gonna lie, it looks really good. Like his helmet and everything, it's got some nice molded detail. It's very clunky looking, very armored, and I love that about this War Machine figure because, you know, War Machine, a lot of the recent ones and why I never picked them up, they just kind of look like Iron Man, and you know, this is kind of more of a criticism to the MCU design of War Machine too, but in a different paint job. Even though there was differences, it just kind of looks like that, whereas this War Machine is big and bulky, and he has all these guns on him, which is exactly what you'd imagine a character like named War Machine to be. So I really love that aspect. The paint around his eyes are really good, and I like how it kind of details over on the helmet here. The gun is nice. On the shoulder cannon, it's got some red painted onto it, which is very cool. And I like this front here too with the arc reactor. It's red. You also got some red coming in there. You have 06. I believe this is War Machine Mark 6. You also have some silver on the details there. Then you've got this little flag and these additional stars to indicate and represent James Rhodes' military career, which is very nice. And you have the silver on the arms. I love how the shoulders are molded too, and they're in this black detail. You have some silver on the back, these huge kind of things here, which look like filters or whatever. Very cool. Then you got some little designs, and you have some silver moving down at the thighs and at the knees, and yeah, just very big, very clunky, and exactly how you'd imagine War Machine to look. In terms of articulation, he is a little bit hindered. You got a 360 at the head. You can look up and down. You have a 360 at the arms. They do swing out the shoulder, but they're kind of hindered by these shoulder pads. You have a free 60 there, but they're also, again, a little bit hindered due to that. Single jointed elbows, which I know a lot of people are complaining about, but in my opinion, I think the detail on this and the size of this guy makes up for it. So yeah, you got a free 60 at the wrist. They are on hinges. The torso has that weird kind of joint where it rotates and moves up and down. It's not an ab crunch, but it's not an ab crunch. It's kind of weird. I guess it's not really an ab crunch though, but it kind of moves up and down and kind of rotates. The legs come forwards pretty far actually, and then they go back and then sideways. You have a free 60 at the thigh, double jointed knees, and then the feet move up and down. So I know some people are complaining about the articulation. It personally does not bother me because, War Machine, in my opinion, and this particular design of him doesn't really need to be super articulate because I really just like the bulk size of him, which is something that they've done very well. And you'll notice the guns did fall out when I was moving them around. They do fall out kind of well, and also they can be rotated too if you want to do that, just to show that. But, it's not like something that falls out every 3 minutes. It's just like if you're kind of forcing it or something. But yeah, so you won't have to worry about like coming out all the time. It stays in there pretty well, and I think as long as you're not like really shaking them about or anything, or just kind of throwing them, I think it'll stay in there pretty well.